Alright everyone, welcome to our market overview. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam, what we do here is every other week, we take a look at the index along with the other sectoral indices to get a bigger picture perspective kung ano na nga ba yung nangyayari. Okay? If hindi nyo alam, this also pairs well with our newsletter that comes out roughly the same time ng paglabas ng video na to. So if you haven't subscribed to our newsletter yet, please do so. The link is in the description box below. By joining the newsletter, it also grants you access to our free Discord server, no? So, win-win. Lahat free. Free yung sa YouTube, free yung Discord, free din yung newsletter. So, wag nang mag-atubili. Sali na tayo sa newsletter, no? Isa pa sa mga dahilan kaya natin to ginagawa is to give us confluence for possible trade ideas we might have in various sectors. Parang dagdag conviction lang ba kung sakaling meron nga tayong mga trade ideas na hinahanapan natin ng paraan para i-execute. Okay? So let's start off as always with the index. Yung PSEI, this week we push lower, no? So remember, we last looked at this 2 weeks ago. Let me zoom in. That was on this candle here. We tried to push higher. Again, like we reminded, pwede siyang mauntog dito sa lows na to kasi di ba nag-range tayo sandali dito bago tayo bumaksak. So, doon tayo nakahanap ng untog, no? And after mauntog, we've come back and retested yung support natin at 6928.3. Okay? I've also taken the liberty na iwan yung trend line na ginawa ko rito sa PSEI, no? For your reference. Now, the reason why I sometimes do yung trend line ko ng ganito, parang pa-cone, for lack of a better term. Alam ko may mathematical shape na ganito, no? Hindi ko lang maalala yung tawag. So, cone na lang. So, parang since may cone shape siya, I like doing it like this para lang na-encompass ko lahat. It gives me, again, a bigger picture view and a wider approach sa pagtingin sa chart, no? Now, since nag-hold yung support, what can we look for moving forward? Siyempre, first and foremost, given the weekly structure, para maging mas bullish ulit, babalik tayo sa sinabi natin last time. We want to see sana na yung price mag-start na mag-hold above 7.2. Now, this week, we did so briefly, pero hindi tayo nag-hold, no? I think for 1 day lang, we went above it ng sobrang liit, tapos hindi kinaya, we rolled back down at binilikan nga natin yung support. So, if we can trade above it, the next thing we want to see is kung kaya bang basagin yung 7.5 along the way. Okay? Then, from there naman, again, from a weekly perspective, we could break naman tong support natin. And if that breaks, we'll be looking to see if this trend line holds. And if it doesn't, kung mag-hold yung support natin dito sa 6638.4. Okay? Now, tignan natin to sa daily perspective para lang mas meron tayong structure to work with, no? Now, from here, you can see na yun nga, we traded briefly above 7.2. It was at 7203.47. Pero again, hindi nag-hold. We gapped down. And then once we gapped down, it stayed down. Then we started pushing lower. And in fact, we closed the week na essentially nag-range lang tayo in yesterday's long down candle. Okay? What does this mean? For me, okay, pagka kunwari ganyan na nagte-trade tayo within the range of a previous candle, I want to see some resolution muna. Either mag-print tayo ng bullish structure that might suggest that we're gonna go to the upside, or mag-print tayo ng bearish structure that might suggest na we're gonna go to the downside before I can make up my mind on exactly it is what I want to look for moving forward. Right now kasi everything is still up in the air. Okay? In fact, I was advising some students na baka maganda to just sit out tong Holy Week natin. I understand na sa Thursday and Friday lang yung holiday natin, but I'm expecting that liquidity might not be great kahit do sa first 3 days of the week. In fact, baka nga magkaroon pa tayo ng profit taking as we head into the holidays. I'm not saying na yun yung mangyayari. I'm just saying it's something to watch out for. Now, from the daily perspective, tignan natin ulit yung mga scenarios na pwedeng maganap based on sa perspective natin from the weekly, no? So as we can see from here, medyo malayo pa yung trend line na pwede nating maabot kung sakali mang mag-break tong support natin at 6.9. Okay, if we do revisit the trend line and break it, mas kita dito yung structure na ito yung next level na pwede nating puntahan. Bakit ito? It's a decent inflection point. It acted as support here, resistance there, resistance here, support there, and so on, no? Kung mabasag tong 6638, then yung next quote-unquote magnet natin for price would likely be etong low na naiwan dito from before or even all the way down dito sa 6,270. So sana hindi naman po mangyari yon dahil ayaw naman natin makita yon na mangyari sa index natin. To the upside naman, again, we want to see a break above etong 7203 na nag-form na mini swing high, no? If we can get a break above there, at least magmamaterialize ulit yung chance na mabalikan natin tong 7552 na area. And if we can break above that, then I think it's gonna be safe to say na nagpapatuloy na yung bullishness ng market natin. But until then, it's either gonna be ranging within this range here, or it might go bearish kapag mabasag tayo to the downside nito nga, either nitong 6938 or itong trend line natin, or if you want to be ultra conservative, mabasag tong 6638. Okay? Next, tignan natin yung FINA, no? Oh, sorry. My bad. FINA. Now, as you know, sa sectoral indices, we only look at the weekly time frame kasi nga we can't use these naman generally speaking to trade off, 'di ba? Added confluence lang. Now, tong FINA, ang nangyari was we broke beneath tong support natin at 1654 noon. Okay? Parang kinain niya tong range na to, 'di ba? In one candle, we broke back above it last time we looked at this. Let me zoom in. This candle there, itong green na to. Okay? And then, we're holding above 1654 pa. 1654 pa, sorry. So, what we want to see here, number one, is for 1654 to continue to hold, no? If this continues to hold, then itong range na to above between 1654 to 1771 remains in play. And kung mabasag natin yung 1771, I think it's safe to say na magkakaroon tayo ng resumption ng bullish trend nitong FINA. Meaning mag-open up tong range above hanggang 1964. In fact, if you look at it, again, from a purely weekly perspective, ano nga ba nangyari dito? We bottomed out here, came up, nag-consolidate tayo, broke up, consolidate again, broke up. So ideally, what we want to see is mag-consolidate muna and then move higher. Gayahin lang niya yung pattern dito. Okay? What we don't want to see is for price to come back down and break beneath tong area na to between 1511 to 1556. Kasi if that area breaks, then highly likely what happens next is i-revisit natin tong mga lows na naiwan natin dito. Okay? So that's not anything that anyone wants to see. Not only would that look a lot more bearish, ang magiging itsura pa nun is babalikan natin tong range na to. So baka matrap na naman yung price sa area na yan moving forward, and we don't know how long it will take to repair the damage that was done from that severe pullback should it happen. Next, tignan natin yung prop, no? So prop. So prop, again, as we mentioned, we are trapped within this larger range. And even if ayaw nyo yung larger range na yan, feeling nyo tatanga-tanga ako, mamali-mali siya, we are still trapped within this range. Yes, nagkaroon tayo ng overshoot dito, but that's all it was based on the candles that we're showing dito sa weekly time frame. An overshoot. Diba? It could barely keep above, and when we eventually broke down here, we tested it from underneath and then broke down. And now we're slowly drifting lower. Okay, so we're looking to see mababasag ba tong level na to at 3193, and if so, kung mabasag yung 3193 na yan, then we're likely to revisit yung support either at 3059 or at 29. Okay, yun yung mga likely magnets for price kung mabasag tong low na to, kasi wala na nag-support sa kanya dun eh. Yes, it could lollygag a while bago siya umabot dyan, but yan yung next na natural na pupuntahan niya. Para maging mas bullish tayo dito sa prop, again, we need to retake and start holding firmly above tong 3450 na area. Hindi yung parang ganito lang. We want to see price holding above it. Maybe start consolidating here para magkaroon tayo ng base na kung mabasag natin, then we can come back to the top end of the larger range. Okay? A break above 3637 would likely lead to 3866 na next level of resistance. At kung mabasag yung 3866, we can revisit tong mga highs na naiwan natin from before. Okay? So, yun yung tinitingnan ko dito sa prop. Next, let's take a quick look at holdings, no? So, holdings, similar sa PSEI, ganun din. Ranging pattern tayo dito, albeit in this particular instance, I would argue na mas bearish pa rin tignan overall yung PSEI, albeit only very, very, very slightly. Kasi nga, the holdings tend to mirror yung index, no? So, dito, nag-break din tayo beneath our level of support dito sa 6670. While I'm not outright in panic mode just yet, for me, that's a bearish sign because from there, we could start reaching for these lows na naiwan natin from before, perhaps even coming all the way back to tag yung extreme end ng support natin at 5850.23. Now, you might be thinking, bakit wala kang mga levels na iniwan dito? Para sa akin kasi, kapag sa daily, mas significant yan. Dito sa weekly, I know they're there. Pero yung pinaka-significant na level sa akin would be this extreme low that also acted as a decent inflection point, meaning it acted as resistance here, support here, and so on. Okay? Now, so what do we want to see? We want to see price retake tong 6670 and perhaps start trading within this range again. Para at the very least, babalik tayo sa sideways market, no? Hindi yung mas bearish tignan. Kung bumalik tayo dito sa sideways na to, we don't know how long that will last. Kasi etong wider range, if you look at it, it's lasting for a while. Diba? Medyo matagal na siya. So, a retaking of etong 6670 will be trading in the higher end of this wider range. And hopefully, it stays there. We consolidate. Then eventually, break above tong 7614 to finally tag tong 8182 na resistance. Next, tignan natin yung INDU, no? So, tong INDU, as we said, it came back down. Nag-form tayo ng double bottom dito. And for me, this is not looking nice at all. It could easily form some type of weird head and shoulders pattern here. Okay? Nandito tayo ngayon sa moment of truth, di ba? Pag nauntog dyan, we roll over, then we assume na parang head and shoulders na nga yan. And if 8944 breaks, then we're likely to come back and tag tong mga areas na to from before. Either yung mga lows or itong mga area of consolidation natin. Ano naman yung bullish scenario dito sa INDU? If we can retake tong 10,065 na area, meaning price comes back up here, consolidates once again, for me, that kind of negates the head and shoulder pattern. Yes, it could still happen, but the likelihood decreases, no? So kapag nandyan na yung price, it might start consolidating within this range here between 10,065 to 10,972. So we'll be watching out for a break of this area. At kung ma-break above 11.1, then we could come back and tag these highs from before. But again, for now, para lang naman sa akin, syempre you guys can view things differently, of course, no? But for me, it's looking a lot more bearish than bullish. So I would not be in a hurry to trade yung mga stocks within this sector muna. Siguro try to see if I could accumulate them at, kumbaga, fair value prices for lack of a better term, or kung kunwari nagkaroon tayo ng severe drop, kung bumalik ba siya sa mga significant areas, sa mga areas of interest natin. But for now, I won't be in a hurry to try and jump on where price is currently. Next, tignan natin yung SERV, no? Now, tong SERV, sabi natin nun, di ba, kung bumalik dito sa blue, it was worth watching. And in fact, we reacted well from that. Then, we retook tong 1908 na level natin. And price has been trying to move lower from there. Pero so far, nagre-reject tayo. 2 week na. Okay? 2 week in 2 weeks. Okay? Para lang walang confusion kung week ba sinasabi ko o week. Pasensya na, medyo nabubulol ako today. Okay? However, we also have to wonder why it won't start pushing higher from here. It's trying. Diba? Nagkakaroon tayo ng rejection. So, it won't go down, but it also won't go up. May wick din naman tayo sa taas So, what do we want to see? First, I want to see na ma-retake natin tong high na to at 1950. Okay? If we can retake tong 1950 na area, then we might come back and tag tong 2062. But, okay, all that being said, it's not gonna be easy. Kita naman natin lahat ng wicks na naiwan dito eh. Okay? Even if we move higher from here, odds are, coming into this area, maraming magsusubok lumabas ng buhay. As I always say, it's good to think of where people are in the market. Diba? You try to put your shoes, you try to put yourself in the shoes of other people. Diba? If we get here, yung mga naipit, ano yung likely gagawin nila? Hindi ba lalabas sila? Kasi yun naman yung natural tendency natin eh. Yeah, makalabas lang ng buhay, di na ako uulit, sorry. Diba? Yun yung natural tendency eh. So I want you to be careful. Just because ma-retake tong 1950, it doesn't mean na it's gonna go all the way. It just means na mauuntog na tayo sa area na to, but it opens up the possibility na mabalikan natin tong 2062. But until then, kunyari untog lang tayo ng untog, I would be wary, okay, dito sa SERV kasi ayaw nga niya bumaba, pero ayaw niya rin tumaas. So ano gusto niyang gawin? If it's just gonna move sideways, do I really want to be in that market right now? Diba? Kung walang kasiguraduhan kung ano gusto niyang gawin, do you want to be in that market right now? Ako personally, answer ko hindi. But syempre, iba-iba naman po tayo ng approach. So as long as pasok sa parameters nyo, then go for it. But for me, personally, I would wait. And then finally, tignan po natin yung mining, no? Mining and oil. So again, we skyrocketed up for ilang weeks here. We moved back down. Then last we looked at this, it was holding above tong 12,430 natin na level, which was this area of inflection point / support / resistance, whatever you want to call it, from before. No? We tried to break beneath it last week. So far, nag-hold. Okay? We tried to go back up pero nauntog dyan din this week's candle if you zoom in. No? Now, etong zooming in na to, again, I just want to point out, people keep telling me, zoom in, zoom in. Number one, it's really, really, really not advisable to zoom in when you look at charts. Kasi you tend to look at, kumbaga, a very specific point lang na gusto nyo eh. Rather than looking at the bigger picture. Zooming out reminds you of the fact na hindi lang isa, dalawa, tatlong kandila ang kailangan nyo tignan. Context is what happens overall. Next, pumapangit kasi talaga yung drawing tool when I zoom in too much. That's why I don't zoom in a lot. Okay? Kanya tumatagilid talaga siya. Pag ganito, medyo okay pa. Pero when I zoom in further, talagang pumapangit yung drawing tool. Mas mahirap maintindihan yung sinasabi ko. And then finally, hindi lang talaga ako sanay. Okay? So I do apologize. Tinatry ko kayo pagbigyan as much as I can. Pero minsan talaga hindi lang ako sanay and minsan ayaw ko rin na sobrang pangit yung drawing. Pangit na nga eh. Hindi na nga ako gifted eh. Papangit pa lalo. Alright? So, we are trading beneath tong 12,430 and as long as we're trading beneath it, my natural tendency is to think na, number one, we are trading in a range eh. Kitang-kita naman eh. We're trapped within the candle from 2 weeks ago. Number two, as long as we're trading beneath this, I'm thinking we go lower. If we go lower, what can we expect? Syempre, number one, baka balikan yung support at 11,469. Okay, if that breaks, then the next level will be at 10,924. But if we can retake tong 12,430, would I be bullish na? Not really. Kasi ganun eh, same pa rin. We're still trapped within this range, but yung my natural inclination would be to think na we might come back and tag the top ends of this range before seeing what happens next. Pwedeng umangat tayo dyan, only mauntog, tapos before we know it, nagkokonso na tayo. Okay, pwedeng ganon. Pwede rin na umangat siya sandali, mauntog, tapos biglang mag-breakdown. We don't know. Masyadong maraming possible scenarios. All we know is right now, since we are trading beneath our level and we are trading within the range that we discussed, I think the more natural path for price to take is to go and tag the bottom end of the range. I could be wrong. Next week, baka tumaas na. Sana, no? But what we're dealing with here is probabilities. Eh. It's not guarantees. It's not certainties. And the probability says na we might push lower more. Kumbaga, we might push lower before price decides whether or not it wants to hold there or it wants to push higher from there or it wants to break down. Okay? So, yun po yung tinitingnan ko dito sa mining. So guys, dito po nagtatapos yung video natin. I hope kahit papano nakatulong po to sa inyo, no? And if so, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And as always guys, maraming salamat po sa panonood. I really appreciate it. Good luck and happy trading!